We welcome all our viewers to today's edition of Money Moves. I am Melissa Enoch here at the FMDQ studios in Lagos.
And I am Grace Agbarago. It's Tuesday, the 27th of January. We thank you for joining us at this time on the show.
All right, let's tee off with your news now. ABSA Uganda has unveiled its latest Africa Financial Markets Index and Economic Outlook, offering fresh insights into the strength, depth, and direction of Uganda's financial markets ahead of 2026. Here are some excerpts.
We are seeing a situation of monetary tightening in advanced economies, geopolitical fragmentation, and persistent supply shocks that are creating headwinds for emerging and frontier economies world over. It is against this challenging backdrop that we examine Uganda's financial markets development through the lens of the 9th edition of the ABSA Financial Markets Index. This index, as you'll hear later on, covers about 29 African countries, representing a GDP of about 80% of the continent, and it has become an indispensable diagnostic tool. Yet this year's results carry a very sobering message, and the message is that while some markets improved in their scores, 9 of them actually did improve their scores, 11 also did decline, and 8 remained the same. As the OMFIV notes, difficult macroeconomic conditions have created challenges for African economies. It is against this backdrop that Uganda's performance turns as a testament to deliberate and patient reforms. While the PSSC said he understands, I can confirm that Uganda advanced to the 3rd place in the 2025 AFME rankings, with our score rising to 66 points from 64 in 2024. We now stand only behind South Africa at 86 points and Mauritius at 76 points. A remarkable journey. A remarkable journey from the 10th place somewhere in 2018 to 5th place in 2021 and 4th place in 2022, where we have been until recently 3rd place in the continent.
In Zimbabwe, the nation has achieved a major milestone in macroeconomic stabilization, with domestic currency, the ZiG's inflation falling to single digits at 4.1% year-on-year in January 2026, while US dollar inflation also declined to 1%, marking the first such outcome in nearly 3 decades. The government attributes the price stability to coordinated fiscal and monetary policies following the introduction of ZiG in April 2024, supported by a buildup in foreign currency and gold reserves, which rose from about $276 million in April 2024 to $1.2 billion by the end of December 2025, strengthening confidence in the local currency and advancing Vision 2030 objectives. Meanwhile, Nigeria's United Bank for Africa is drafting a $50 million working capital facility for Congolese metals trader Bonassa to support its bid to acquire Shemaf, the Trafigura-backed copper cobalt producer, as competition intensifies for DR Congo's critical minerals. Congolese lender Robank is also pitching up to $300 million linked to Bonassa's planned copper cobalt refinery in Lualaba as part of a broader $700 million phase 1 financing package. Shemaf has been up for sale since 2023 after a previous deal with a Chinese player collapsed in 2024. Its Mutoshi mine is now among assets flagged to U.S. investors under the USDR Congo Minerals Partnership, with state miner Sheikh Hameen also exploring a rival acquisition route. In South Africa, the Minister of Tourism, Patricia de Lille, briefs the media and key industry stakeholders at a special engagement reviewing the country's tourism performance and outlining priorities ahead of major sector milestones. Let's listen to Minister Lille.
Between January 2025 and December 2025, South Africa welcomed 10.485 million visitors to our country, an increase of 17.6% against the 2024 figures. But this is the highest number of 2018. We've now, for the first time, exceeded the 2019 arrivals by 2.6%. So now I don't want to hear about COVID anymore. We are not recovering anymore. We are growing now. But it comes as no surprise to all of us that South Africa has also been named the Best Destination Africa 2025 by Travel Weekly Reader's Choice Awards. Colleagues, this is not a coincidence. It is the result of deliberate policy choices, focused implementation, and strong collaboration between government and the private sector.
In Egypt, Africa-focused private equity firm Adonaya Partners has signed agreements to acquire a majority stake in Parkville Pharmaceuticals, marking its first majority investment in Egypt. The stake was purchased from Admayas Capital Partners alongside Parkville's chairman, Dr. Sharif Bassinewi, and co-founder and CEO, Dr. Mahmoud Farag. The transaction remains subject to regulatory approvals and closing conditions, with financial terms not disclosed. It also represents the first exit for Admayas Capital Partners' current fund. In other news, NMBZ Holdings, one of Zimbabwe's leading banks, has completed the acquisition of Zambia's Entrepreneurs Financial Center, EFC, a deposit-taking microfinance institution. The transaction received clearance from the Bank of Zambia and the country's Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. EFC said the acquisition supports NMBZ's regional expansion strategy and its commitment to financial inclusion across Southern Africa. Finally, on news now, Ethiopia has announced a major push to boost domestic energy solutions, marking a shift toward local production and technology localization in the energy sector. The Ministry of Innovation and Technology said the initiative, in partnership with China Southern Power, Great Technology, and Eden Power Group, aims to reduce dependence on imported energy technologies and promote Made in Ethiopia solutions. I am Melissa Enoch, and that's it on News Now this Tuesday. The show returns shortly with Grace at the FMDQ Archives Room, giving us our market rounds.
One thing I loved about the report and the issues that it highlights is it really shows how the importance of technology, the digital transformation, particularly with regard to financial inclusion that has taken place in the region over the years, I think, honestly, I mean, of course, I'm biased, I'm talking my book, but really difficult to think of a region that has been impacted as much by digital transformation as Sub-Saharan Africa has. I mean, particularly in the area of digital finance, leapfrogging we've seen in action. I remember I was based in the mid 2005-6 in East Africa, in Kampala, and I remember when M-Pesa was just being rolled out in Kenya, and I mean, there came a point when, I don't know, about 10 years ago when I was in Nairobi, wanted to make a payment and I couldn't because I didn't have an M-Pesa account. I had to scramble to exchange dollars for shillings to be able to make payments. And this was not quite, it's outside Nairobi. So the penetration of digital finance, technology use at all aspects of life is really just incredible. It has allowed leapfrogging, it has allowed just much, it has had an impact on social life, political life, way more, including the dissemination of information.
Kenya Pipeline has been the region's backbone for 52 years. Now you can be part of this future. The Kenya Pipeline Company IPO is now open at a share price of 9 shilling. Apply online through kpcipo.e-offer.app or USSD *483*816#. Be part of a 52-year history. KPC, a future you can share.
Welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace to run us through today's market update. Hello there, Grace.
Thank you, Melissa. Let's now take a look at how the markets traded today. Starting off with the equities, the NGX All-Share Index closed on the positive today, up 0.12%, while the BROVM was also positive, up 0.67% to 357.39. The Nairobi Securities Exchange gained 0.27% to 194.95. In South Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange slipped 0.37%, while in North Africa, Egypt's EGX 30 rose 0.69%, while Morocco's MASI added 0.41%. Let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies. The rand strengthened 0.27% to 16 rand against the US dollar. The Egyptian pound edged up 0.07% to 47, while the CFA franc firmed 0.47%. The Kenyan shilling was flat at 129. The Moroccan dirham eased 0.04% to 9.07, while the naira strengthened 0.50% to 1,408 naira 31 kobo as at 12:49 GMT. Let's switch into the commodities data deck, beginning with energy prices. Brent crude slipped 0.29% to $65.40. US WTI fell 0.23%. Natural gas declined 5.46% to $6.42. And RBOB gasoline dipped 0.16% to $1.81 as at 12:51 GMT. Now finally, two soft prices. Cocoa rose 0.85% to $4,385, while coffee gained 0.93% to $359.55. Cotton advanced 0.29%, palm oil increased 0.33%, and sugar climbed 0.27% to $14.83 as at 12:54 GMT. And that's our Money Moves markets today. Back to you, Melissa.
Markets wrapped up today, and that's it on today's edition of Money Moves. From me and the rest of the team here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.